How's it going, everybody? I'm Michael Allen, and this is the Movie Minute. On this episode, we're going to be looking at the Golden Boys themselves, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's new film, Air. All right, so let's talk about the movie. Ben Affleck's directing, that's right. It's kind of the new thing for directors to be actors and vice versa. John Krasinski's doing it, so why can't Ben Affleck, right? All joking aside, Ben did a really great job. I mean, the film is really fun. Set in the late 80s during the kind of like shoe craze in the NBA. Nike was on kind of the downward spiral. And so that's kind of the setting for the film. Overall, the film moved pretty well. I'd say it was a little slow in the beginning, slow to get going, but the dialogue was so sharp. I mean, if you are a fan of sharp dialogue, this film is great. I will say the film has a lot of salty language. That's kind of why it's rated R. I mean, that's the main reason it's rated R. It's because the language is really, really salty. Sometimes a little much, to be honest. And so it's not really a film I think you want to take your kids to. The film in general, like the motivations of the characters, the plot, the story, was all so good. And I think this happens a lot in true stories, like stories that are based on real life events. Like this whole thing about Nike and trying to sign Michael Jordan, Air Jordan. It is engaging because it really happened. Now, let's talk about what really, really shined. The cast. The cast in this movie is incredible. Everybody does such an amazing job in this movie at portraying their real life inspiration. And so Matt Damon plays Sonny Vaccaro, basically the main talent guy at Nike in the late 80s, and does a great job. I mean, he just nails it. Matt Damon's solid. Every role he plays, I feel like he does such a good job. You can tell he honored this role really, really well. Ben Affleck plays Phil Knight, and we all know Phil Knight. I don't know if you're a sports person. If you're not a sports person, Phil Knight is a crazy dude. I mean, he made Nike what it is. He turned it into a billion-dollar company, and only weird guys do that kind of stuff, to be honest. Like, the weirdest guys in the world are the guys that are making billion-dollar companies. Just look at Elon Musk. But the standout completely, truly the standout, was Viola Davis. Holy smokes, I didn't even realize she was in this movie. And she is incredible. She plays Michael Jordan's mom. Like, she just blew me away. Her performance is good. Just, the chops are there, my friends. Like, Viola Davis, she is so good, and she blew me away. There's some scenes between her and Matt Damon that are just electrifying. And the pacing was well done. It was really well paced after the beginning of the film. And so I would say acting standout, pace was a standout. It stumbled a little bit towards the end, I'm going to be completely honest. Really the very end, it's kind of like it hit a point where it was like, this movie needs to be over. It was good, like end the movie. And so I think that when I'm thinking about my rating system, I would say on an entertainment factor, I'd probably give it like a 7. It was entertaining. It was enjoyable, well written. And I was engaged with the characters. I was connected to them. I wanted to see what was going to happen. So I'd give the entertainment factor a 7. On the critic level, I'd probably also give it like a 7, just because critically it was well done, well made. There's some interesting camera choices in it, like just... There were some scenes where I was like, Ben, what are you doing, man? Like with the camera, lots of out of focus stuff. I don't know if he was trying to go for something unique or interesting or different, but it was a little weird. But I would give it a 7 on the critic level. So 7, 7, 14, 7, you know, it's a solid 7. The movie's a 7. In terms of my badge that I'm going to give it, I think I'm going to give Air a solid couch potato, and it's a good couch potato. It's like, the movie's good. I think if you're a Michael Jordan fan, if you're an Air Jordan fan, you're going to enjoy the movie. You should go see it. And it's worth seeing in theaters. If you're a big sports fan, you're a big Air Jordan fan. If you're not, it's still a really good movie and worth seeing, but you can wait until streaming and catch it on streaming, and it'd be a really enjoyable experience. So that's all I've got here at the Movie Minute on Air. Hope you guys are doing well. See you in the next movie.